Happy Monday, students. We are in week 2 of our visual rhetorical analysis essay. Let me go back and say that I graded your Module 1 essay, your expository essay, your grade sheets, your rubric, which is your grade sheet, which is basically your rubric with all my comments on it, are up at your grade book. So you can go and read my comments. And if you have any questions about your grade or anything in the comment sheet, go ahead and email me. One thing I want to make a comment about is if you are not using the tutor comments, the tutor suggestions, when you go to the Writer Center, then I do look at those. You really have to use those tutor suggestions. Tutors at the Writing Center are experts, and they do know what they're talking about. And so when I do look at all the tutor comments, and I have noticed that not everybody has used those Writer Center tutor suggestions, and you really need to do that. And I do go back and look. It's my way of just sort of, seeing how everybody is doing as you're writing, especially in this online section. So the other thing to keep in mind is you may want to factor in going to the Writer Center twice for the second essay, especially for the second essay. This is a very different kind of an essay. It's essentially a persuasive essay and requires a lot of organization on your part. So I highly suggest, if you have time or make time, to go twice to the Writer Center if that's possible, especially early on in the writing phase of this essay. All right, so this week you are starting your reading responses again. Your reading response this week is looking at a speech. The speech is former President Ronald Reagan's address to the nation after the 1986 Challenger space shuttle explosion. I have a transcript of the speech, and I have the video of his address to the nation. I also have a link to the background of the event. It does not take long to read. You should read it so that you understand the historical context. Remember, rhetoric and persuasiveness is all about audience and context. So the other thing is your usual questions are ever so slightly modified to address ethos, logos, and pathos, as well as audience. So kind of plan accordingly for this reading response. So you're working this week on analyzing your ad. You have a data collection sheet due at the end of the week on Sunday. It's a fairly long sheet asking you to go online and look at the magazine's media kit, to go look at the product website. But I want to remind you, you're not reviewing this product. The product in the ad is somewhat beside the point, incidental. What you are looking at is how this ad persuades people. How did the creators of this ad use the rhetorical modes, ethos, logos, and pathos, remember those tools of persuasion, to convince the viewer to want to go out and purchase this product. So keep in mind again that what the product does is really doesn't matter. It's how this product is being sold. That's what you're looking at. I'm going to go and look at everybody's ads at discussion board. I'm going to try to get that done today for you all. You can check back Tuesday, Wednesday time frame and see what I have to say. If it looks like you need some kind of redirection or some suggestions, I'll make it a discussion board. Okay, so 2 assignments this week. Your reading response, I've given you till Wednesday to do it because it is a little bit longer. And then that thesis statement data collection worksheet. So your mini lesson this week for this Monday memo is all about writing the thesis statement for visual rhetorical analysis essay. You want to read this mini lesson carefully. It kind of walks you through that thesis statement. And if I click into your week 6, again, here's all of the work that needs to be done with all of the information. Clicking into that week 6, here's all of the reading response material. You submit it here, but everything you need for it is in this first block. Couple of other PowerPoints for you, especially as you're thinking about advertising. The little refresher video on ethos, logos, and pathos, as well as a slightly longer video on the psychology behind good advertising. Here's your handout for your thesis statement. It's essentially what I have in the mini lesson, but I have it here as well. And then here is that worksheet that you should be working on this week. That's due on Sunday, and submit it down here. All right.